Okay, hi everyone again. I'm gonna put out this video on the exact same day as I did my introduction video. I promised you a video later on. I didn't really specify when, so later in the night wasn't even really my plan either, but I'm really pumped. My friends had all good comments, and I just kind of want to put out another video for you. So this is ABK6. This is a cognac. All cognacs are from France, as is this one. I'm a real big fan of it. It comes from a single family estate. It's a father-daughter team. Francis, I'm gonna butcher this, but I'm gonna do my best. Francis ABK6 and his daughter Elodie. They produce this. It's one of the largest independent, I guess, distilleries in France. I don't verify that, just take my word for it. I might be a little bit wrong on that. Anyway, so I purchased this bottle for two reasons. The number one reason is that the VS and the VSOP were both sold out on the shelf, and that kind of just left this or the XO for like $100, I think. It was also on sale. It was like $4 off, which made it only $30. Nobody's paying me for this, so I'm gonna take the sales when I can get them. Oh, and actually the third reason, I'll kind of hold that up there. It's this really cool temperature graph. It shows you what flavors you can expect at which temperatures. So if I look at it here, it says at 65 degrees, which would be, I think that's like the actual definition of room temperature. It would be like vanilla, white peach, and as you move to 54 and 46, as you're getting colder, you're gonna get more orange blossom, lemon sherbet, Shorbert. And then right at 41 degrees, you get icy mint, which kind of sounds delicious. It's not what you usually expect from a cognac. On this note right here, it is intended to be drank straight up or on ice, and that comes directly from the bottle itself. You can notice here that there's no mention of VS or VSOP, so it's safe to say that this hasn't been aged at least 2.5 years. If it had been aged that long, they'd probably just put it on the bottle. No reason not to. So this is probably a younger cognac, which as far as I can tell is kind of rare in itself too, because aging is really part of what makes a cognac. But I always like it when people kind of break tradition and try something new. I have some tasting notes here too. I'm just gonna open it up because I'm getting kind of antsy and I keep telling myself, I gotta actually do the education part of this video. That's what I wanna do before I start just drinking it. But we have these tasting notes. They came straight from the Total Wine shelf tag itself. So we have delicate, dried fruit, sweet almond, vanilla, lemon sorbet, and balanced. It's like, what does delicate mean? It doesn't mean that it's gonna fall apart in your hand or it's super fragile or anything like that. But delicate means that the flavors, you kind of have to pay attention to get them. They're easy to overpower. If you're having a meal with this, you're probably not really gonna get the flavors. That's why it's also good for after meal. It's good when your palate's been cleansed. It means you really just do have to pay attention because the flavors can be easily overpowered. Where does like sweet almond and vanilla and lemon and all that come from? Well, that comes from the grape itself, or it comes from the barrel, or it comes from the water that's added to it. Those aren't flavors that are being added. There's nobody pouring in almond extract, or at least I hope so. Those are just kind of the naturally occurring flavors, and that's just kind of the way that they're described. And then balanced is a really important note. Not everything out there is balanced. What balanced means is that no one flavor overpowers the rest. They're all kind of found in their own little proportions, and it all goes together super well. So yeah, that's kind of what that means. It's important to understand that when you're reading the tasting notes too, they really do matter and they really can affect the experience. On the note of affecting experience too, so like I said in my first video, I work in a liquor store, and you get a lot of people who come in and they say, I was on this cruise, it was my 10-year anniversary, I had this fantastic bottle, best bottle of wine, I've ever had in my whole life. I won't be happy unless I find it again. And so they're gonna drag me throughout the store while I'm telling them that we don't have it. And they're trying to prove that we do have it somewhere on our shelf. I'm not really always sure where they're going with that. Um, but the point is that the experience that you're having while drinking it will affect the flavor and what you think about it later. If you're with good company, if you're having the time of your life, if it just came after a great meal, or vice versa, you're having a really bad time, or you just chugged a whole bottle or something like that, it's going to change what you think of it the next day, okay? Just because it was the greatest wine of your life doesn't mean it was actually the best wine you ever had, but it might have coincided with one of the best days of your life. I hope that makes sense. I'm in a really good, pumped up mood right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and guess that this is going to taste even better than if I had come at it, low energy or just not in such a good mood. So cheers. I chilled this down in the fridge, obviously, to about 40 degrees. And I put this glass in the freezer. I just took it out a few minutes ago because I really did want to enjoy this as cold as possible without having to add ice. I didn't add ice or water or anything like that. Sometimes water is nice for opening it up, just a few drops of water or an ice cube. Don't ask me what opening it up means. I know what it means experientially, but explaining that's really difficult. Kind of looking at the legs, as they're called. I really like the color of this. I like the way it drips down. It's nice and thick. I have already experienced a little bit of this bottle. I know it's a lighter body than a Hennessy is, but let's first sniff it. And the first thing I really get on the nose there is vanilla. I always think that I can smell the barrel. I don't know if I actually can or not, or if I'm just kind of like anticipating that smell. That goes kind of back to like what you carry into the experience affects what you get from it. But the more I think about it, the more I'm kind of thinking the orange blossom as well. And I haven't even tasted it yet. So what I'm doing is, kind of filling my nose with the flavor as much as possible, so that I have as unbiased a view as possible too. I haven't smelled the mint yet. That's kind of intriguing to me. Maybe I did a little bit then, the power of suggestion. Say mint and people tend to taste mint. But a really great way to do this first is after you've sniffed it and everything, you do one as small as possible sip just to cleanse your palate. And you can just swallow that sip, but just as small as possible. It coats your tongue, and it really puts the flavor on there. And then the second sip is the one that counts. That's where you want to kind of breathe it in at the same time. You want to roll it around in your tongue and think deeply about it. So first sip. Really getting the orange. I think I know what they're talking about when they say icy mint. It is like that cool, refreshing. I don't know if I would have thought about that if I didn't see it on the label, but I think I know what they're talking about. And we're gonna do a little bit of a bigger sip for this one, because I'm not gonna be sampling other cognacs tonight. So it doesn't really matter if I ruin my palate. The ingestion of alcohol and everything can kind of ruin your palate, but oh, that is good. That goes down smooth. I'm not burning at all. I think the mint actually kind of comes as an after flavor, so that kind of hits you on the back end more than on the front, where like the orange and the vanilla hit you at first. I actually had this at room temperature the first time I tried it. Straight out of my car, I got home, it was a long day, I was excited, I want to try ABK6. I poured a glass for myself and for my roommate. That was a bad experience. Don't do that to yourself. Put it in the fridge, put it on ice, do what you have to do to get it down to about 40 degrees, probably 70 or 80 in my car. Why would you do that to yourself? That doesn't even make sense. But yeah, if you serve it according to what they actually expect and what they're recommending to you, you're gonna have a much better time. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end this video just so I can continue drinking this cognac. Again, ABK6 Ice, father-daughter duo. It's a really cool company. Check it out.